Good morning, guys. So we are in the fourth unit. So already we have seen what is microcontroller. Microcontroller is a device which is used to perform a function repeatedly. Okay. So in this we are going to see about the memory organization of the microcontroller. Actually, we are studying the microcontroller 8051. Okay, it is an 8-bit microcontroller. Here the data bus is 8-bit and the address bus is 16-bit. Okay, so this is a simple diagram of a microcontroller. Okay, so we have this in-bit, a single chip will contain the CPU, RAM, ROM, IO port, a timer, and a serial component. Everything will be built in a single chip. This is a microcontroller. And when you go for this microprocessor, this is the microprocessor. So microprocessor will be a separate chip. So to this we have attached will be having the clock A253, and then we will be having the USART, okay, and then we'll be having the memory, IO interfaces, then timer and counter, that is, and then all the other peripherals, that is keyboard and display controller, 8279, 8259, 825. So everything will be available as a separate chip, that is a microprocessor, okay. So now let's see about the memory organization. Actually, the memory organization of 8051, that is the microcontroller, is divided into two parts. We have program memory and data memory. In the program memory, we can store the program, and the data memory, we are storing the data. What we are in. For example, if you are having a fridge means, so the data what we'll be reading is we have to read whether we have reached that temperature. Okay. So that will be stored in the data memory, and program memory will be used to store the program. So this program memory can be either external or internal. Okay. So actually the capacity of the program memory is 64K because the address bus is 16-bit. So we get 2 power 16, that is 64K. So here depending upon this EA pin, that is external access pin. So if this external access is 0, so all the program memory will be external. Okay, so here 64K will be external. If the external access pin is equal to 0, all the program memory will be external. And when this external access pin is equal to 1, so 4K will be used as internal and 60K will be external. Okay. So when external access pin is equal to 1, the 64K memory is divided into two parts, 4K of internal memory and 60K of external memory. So coming to this data memory, we have 128 bytes of this memory here, which is used for the registers, and another 128 byte of memory, which is used to store the special function registers, and 64K is used as external memory. Okay, so let's see the diagram here. See here, this is again this is presented here. Okay, so this when external access equal to 1 means, so 60K will be external and 4K will be internal. Okay, see the memory locations, it is 0002, 0FFF will be referred as internal memory, and 1002 FFFF will be represented as external memory when external access pin is equal to 1. And when external access equal to 0, the total 64K will be external memory. Okay, so there is a memory allocations will be from 0002 to FFFF, right? And here this is the data memory here. See here in this data memory, the address can be 8-bit and also 16-bit. See here this internal, no? Here we have 00 to 7F and 80 to FF. See here it is 8-bit representation. The registers are referred by 8-bit memory address, okay? And here the external memory is referred by 16-bit, 0002 FFFF, okay? So in this internal, we have from 00 to 7F, we have some direct and indirect addressing where data can be used. And from 80 to FF, it is used for special function registers. Special function registers, okay? So data memory can be referred by, the question may be that data memory can be referred by 8-bit and also 16-bit. So the internal data memory can be referred by 8-bit. Okay, 00. You know, no, this 000 means 8 bits will be 000. Okay. External data memory can be referred by 16-bit. It is 0000 to FFF. Okay. So now let's see what is the content of this direct and indirect addressing from 00 to 7F. See here, 00 to 7F. How, let's see how it is divided. As I said earlier, so actually we are having 4 banks. Okay, this is, see here, bank 0, bank 1, bank 2, bank 3. So each bank consists of 8 registers. Okay, R0, R1, R2. See here, bank 0 consists of R0, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, and R7. So these registers can be used for programming. Okay. So actually in 86 we have the registers like AX, BX, CX, DX now. So like this in microcontroller for programming we can use this register R0, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, and R7. Next very important one is by default bank 0 will be selected. Suppose if we want to select bank 1 or bank 2 or bank 3 means, so this must be set in the PSW register, program status words register. I have explained earlier itself. Okay. So coming to this diagram, so here we have bank 0, we have 8 registers, that is from 00 to 07. Okay. So bank 1 consists of another 8 registers for memory location 08 to 0F. And bank 2 consists of another 8 registers from 10 to 17. And bank 3 is from 18 to 1F. Okay. Above this, we are having a bit addressable area that is from memory location 20 to 2F. And above this, we have from 80 bytes are used for general purpose area. It is for general purpose area. The memory locations are from 30 to 7F. So general purpose area is nothing but whenever we use the stack operations or like that, no. So data will be pushed into the stack. For this, we are using this general purpose area. Okay, so for various operations, to store the data or to store the stack data or array data like that, we are using this memory location. 80 bytes of data memory is used for that. Got it? So in 32 bytes, all the banks will be available. 4 banks will be available. Another 16 bytes is used for bit addressable area. And another 80 bytes is used for general purpose. So this memory locations are referred by 8 bits. Don't forget this. This memory locations are referred by 8 bits from 00 to 7. Okay. So now let's see about the bit addressable area. Actually, here the bit addressable area is from location 21 to 2F. Okay, so we can write like this 000. So suppose since it is used for some applications, through this we can connect a LED also. In this line, we can connect an LED. Okay, so how to refer this is, so see the instruction here. I have written clear, CLR is clear 21.7. That means in the memory location 21, 7th bit must be clear. It must be changed to 0. Suppose I have connected an L, this is 7th bit. Okay, this is the 21st memory location and this is the 7th bit. I can connect an LED in this line. Okay, LED. Suppose if it is 1 means already the LED will be in the on state. I want to make it off means I can use this instruction clear 21.7. So the LED that is connected in this bit will be turned to off stage. Got it? So this is the main advantage of microcontroller. It's a bit addressable area. So totally we have 16 bytes, no? So 16 into 1024 LEDs can be connected. So each and every bit can be used for connecting the IO device. Okay. So like this, if I have this A and L means AND operation, perform the AND operation between C means carry bit and 21.7. 21.7 means 21 address 7th bit. Okay, that is the perform the AND operation between the carry bit. Carry bit is a single bit, and the bits 21.7 and the particular bit. Perform the AND operation between the carry bit and the particular bits. Okay. So this is the bit addressable area. Every bits in this memory location from 20 to 2F can be used to connect all the I/O devices, right? So here coming to this again here, going back. Okay, so see here from 00 to sub. This is a bit addressable area from 20 to 2F. Every bit can be referred, that is, every bit can be connected to the I/O devices. Okay, this 20 to 2F. And above that, we had some memory locations. No, then the SFR, special function registers. That is here. See, let's see here. We are having some special function registers. SCOM, that is serial control register, that is stored in the memory location 98. Okay. Then P1, port 1 is stored in the memory location 90. What it refers is, so this what here written is the name of the register. In our program, we can use this name, and also all these registers can be referred by this address also. What? Okay. We can use this name also, register name, and the same name, for example, serial control register, SCON, can be referred by this name, SCON, and also by this address 98. Okay. So first let's see here one example here. So let me explain here now. P1 refers, it is stored port 1, which is stored in 90. Okay. Then these are the registers which is used to control the timers. Okay. So TH1 is higher order. We have two timers, TH1 and timer 1 and timer 0. Okay. So here TH1, TL1, lower order, and this is higher order. And this is TH0, higher order timer 0, and TL0 is timer order, so which is used to store the value, the number of times we are going to count. Next we have the timer. So all these registers, we have some formats we'll be seeing in the forthcoming classes. Okay. So this is timer mode register. Then we have timer control register, which is stored in the memory location 88. Then we have the power control register. Then DPH and DPL is nothing but the DPTR register, data pointer register. And SP is the stack pointer. And P0 is the port 0, which will be stored in the 80 memory location. We can refer port 0 as P0 and also 80. And here we have the B register, which is available in F0, then accumulator in E0, PSW, program status word. Then we have the instruction pointer, port 3, interrupt enable. Sorry, this is not instruction pointer, it is interrupt priority register, port 3, interrupt enable register, port 2, and serial buffer registers. Okay. So all these registers mentioned here is having a format we'll be seeing later. Okay. Suppose, for example, let's see here. Suppose I want to clear the accumulator. Clear the accumulator means I have to store 0 in the accumulator. Okay. So I can write the instruction as CL clear, that is move A, 00. If I write move A, 00, the data 00 will be transferred to accumulator. It is same as this bit instruction, that is clear E0.7. This is E0 now, and this 0.7, this bit will be clear to 0. It is bit addressable. I hope you got it. Okay. So CLR accumulator, if I want to clear this E7th bit, the 7th bit means, so I can write here clear E0.7. So E0 refers the memory location at which the accumulator is stored, and I want to clear this bit, so I have written here E0.7. This is the main advantage of microcontroller. Instead of clearing all the bits in the accumulator, the particular bits can be cleared by this instruction. Okay. So suppose again, if I want to clear the B register, the 0th bit means, I can write clear F0.0 because B is available in F0. So F0.0 0 will clear the 0th bit of the B register. Okay. So here, these are the special function registers. Again, I have repeated here. Okay. So this is referred here as in table. So here repeated here. This one, 8 in memory location 80. You can make a note of it. So I'll be asking on the later stages. So port 0 is stored in 80, stack pointer in 81, then 82 and 83 contains the DPL and DPH, which is combined together. It is called as DPTR, data pointer register, which is used to refer the external memory. And in memory location 87, we have power control register, then timer control register. 89 contains timer mode register. 8A is TL0, 8B is TL1, 8C is TH0, 8D is TH1, and in 90 memory location, we have P1, and 98 serial control, 99 serial buffer, and port 2 is available in A0, and interrupt enable register is available in A8, and port 3 in B0. The interrupt priority registers is available in B8, and program status word in D8, and accumulator in E0, and B register in F0. So these are the special function registers which will be stored in this memory location 80 to FF. Some of the memory locations are not used. Okay, so from 00 to 7F, so we have the banks and the bit addressable area, and above 80 to FF, it is used to store the special function registers. So these are the special function registers available in 8051 microcontroller. I hope you understood this. Now let's see the instruction sets of 8051. The same function as 8086, but the syntax will differ. So the same thing. For C, we have separate syntax to represent the instruction, and C++ we have separate syntax, but the function is same no for all the instructions. Like this here also, it is same. So there are 5 types of instructions here. Data transfer instruction, arithmetic instruction, logical instruction, branch instruction, and Boolean variable instruction. So now we'll see the data transfer instruction. Okay, before that, the operands of 8051. So what are the operands available in 8086 processor? Operands available in 8086 processor. Yeah, what are the registers available in 86 processor? Registers available in 86 processor. Guys, are you listening to the class or simply sleeping? Switching on the mobile and putting by the side of your bed, or your parents are listening. So hope that also happens in my house. It's not a problem. Yeah, what are the registers available in 8086? AX, AX, yeah, thank you, Swati. AX, BX, CX, DX. Okay, then we have this, yeah, thank you. Then we have the registers CS, no, code segment, data segment, extra segment like this. So here the operands of 8051 is the registers, okay, RN. So N refers 0 to 7. So there is RC here in this diagram. We have R0, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, and R7. And we have the registers accumulator and B register. Okay. And then we have this DPTR, data pointer register, which is used to refer the external memory, and the program counter, which contains the address of the instruction to be executed next. Okay. And here direct means this address. Suppose if I want to refer the accumulator, instead of writing A, I can write here E0. So if I refer this E0, it is called as direct. Okay, it is called as direct. And at RI means at that memory location. So in 86, we'll be putting that in square bracket. So suppose if you here, instead of R, let's take an example, R0. I'm writing here R0. Okay, R0 contains the value E0. R0 is equal to E0. And this is indirect addressing at E0. What E0 refers? Accumulator. So data in that memory location. Okay. So when we see the examples, we'll be clearly understanding. So to represent the immediate data, we are putting this hash number, hash data. So these are the operands available in 8051. Okay, Rn, where n is equal to 0 to 7. And then we have direct. In order to refer the special function registers as memory location, we can use this as direct. And at Ri is indirect addressing. And to represent the immediate data, we have this hash data. Let's see here, it's the data transfer instruction. The first instruction is move A, Rn. So Rn can be R0 to R7. So let's take an example here, move A, R0. So the content of R0 will be transferred to accumulator. Okay, content of R0 is transferred to accumulator. See here in all this, we have four instructions. So here all the destination is accumulator. Okay, so all the destination is accumulator, and the sources we have different source. Here it is R register value, and here we have direct, and here it is at Ri, and here it is hash data. Okay, so destination is accumulator, and the source will be different. So coming to this, move A, direct. Okay, so see here what is said. I have written an example, move A, 81. So the content of 81 must be transferred to accumulator. So refer the special function registers. What is refers 81 refers the stack pointer. Okay, stack pointer means refers the top of the stack. So the content of this SP will be transferred to accumulator. You got it? Okay. So suppose if I want to move the content of B register to accumulator means, so B is referred as F0 here. So I can write here A, F0. Instead of writing move A, B, I can write here move A, F0. Okay, so the F0 means the content of B will be transferred to accumulator. It is direct. So next example is move A, at Ri. So move A, at R0. So the content of this must be transferred to accumulator. Okay, at means the first memory location. So the content of this must be transferred to accumulator. This is indirect addressing. Okay. For example, let us take R0 contains 81. R0 contains 81 means, so what is 81 refers the stack pointer. So the content of the stack pointer will be transferred to accumulator. Okay, you got it. This is direct addressing and this is indirect addressing. You know that, no, addressing modes. This is direct addressing and this is indirect addressing. Okay. Then I want the next one is I want to move the data 32 to the accumulator. So directly and write here move A, hash 32. That's all. Okay, move. So move A, R1. Here the sources register. And coming to the second instruction, here the source is 8-bit address. Okay, A, 81. So 81 refers the stack pointer. The content of stack pointer will be transferred to accumulator. And here this is indirect addressing. Move A, at R0. It means the content of R0 will be transferred to accumulator. And here the immediate data 32 is moved to accumulator. Okay. So in this 4 instruction, the destination is accumulator. So coming to this, the same here, see the destination is R0. Actually in microcontroller, the instructions differs like this only. Okay. Here the destination is R's register value. Okay, and the sources, one is accumulator, another one is direct, and here hash data. And here we cannot have that at symbol at R0. The data cannot be transferred. Got it? Okay, move RN. Here the destination is register, and this one source can be accumulator, another source can be a direct, that is the special function registers, another one is a data, and at R0 was there, no, it can must not come here in this type of instruction. Okay. And next one, see here. Here the destination is direct. So in this group of instruction, the destination is direct. Okay. So the source can be accumulator. So the accumulator content can be transferred to this memory location. So here RN, the sources register. It can be R0 to R7. And here this is again direct 2. So direct 1 and direct 2. Data transfer can be between direct 1 and direct 2. And here we can have at RI data in that memory location. And here this is hash data. Okay. So let's see here an example. So I have written here move 81, comma A. That is the content of accumulator is transferred to 81. Okay, content of what is 81? Refer here. So 81 is nothing but the stack pointer. So the content of accumulator is moved to stack pointer. Okay. So here the destination is direct. Okay, there is the special function registers which is referred by 8-bit memory. And the source can be A, accumulator, registers, then can be special function registers, and HRI and hash data. Okay, this is another set of move instruction. And here's refer here. So this here, the destination is HRI. Okay, the destination is HRI, and the source can be accumulator, direct, and hash data. And here, very important instruction is move dptr, comma hash data. So if you want to refer the external memory, so suppose I want to refer hash 5000 means hash 5000 can be written here, and dptr, data pointer register. Dptr is nothing but the data pointer register, which is used to refer the external memory. Okay, to load the data into dptr, they are using this instruction move dptr hash 4000. Okay. Next again here, the destination is, see the instruction is move C. Move C, move C. That is what it refers is, so the destination is accumulator. At symbol, whenever we have that symbol, data in that memory location. Okay. So we have to add accumulator and DPTR register. So data in that memory location will be transferred to accumulator. So accumulator is an 8-bit register. DPTR is a 16-bit register. So we have to add both this, and data from that memory location will be transferred to accumulator. Okay. So like this here we have A plus PC, this program counter. Okay. So the content of accumulator and the program counter must be added, and data in that memory location is transferred to accumulator. Okay. And here again at data in that memory location is transferred to accumulator. So in this 3 instruction, the destination is accumulator. Okay. So move C, we have, they may ask this, what are the 3 move C instructions? There is the code byte. C refers code byte. So data, that is A plus DPTR, the data in this memory location must be transferred to accumulator. So second one is A and program counter must be added. Data in that memory location is transferred to accumulator. And data referred by this RI is transferred to accumulator. I refers to 0 to 7. Can be R0, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, and R7. Okay. So next another group of move instruction. So this X refers external. Okay, external memory. So at DPTR, so data from this memory location is transferred to accumulator. Okay, So next one is we have the reverse instruction. That is, content of accumulator is transferred to this memory location, which is referred by RI. Okay. And here see the data of the accumulate. Next instruction, the accumulator content is transferred to this memory location, DPTR, referred by DPTR. Hope you got the difference, no? So here the three instruction is data from this memory location transferred to accumulator. Here data in this memory location is transferred to accumulator. For this two instruction, the reverse operation. Accumulator content is transferred to this memory location, and here accumulator content is transferred to this memory location, DPTR. So RI is 8-bit address. Don't forget that RI is 8-bit address, and DPTR is 16-bit address. Okay, DPTR 16-bit register, data pointer register. So next one is we have push and pop. So in 86, we'll be writing push AX, push BX. So the content of AX will be transferred to the accumulator. But here we cannot write like this, push A, push B, push R0. So here only the direct address will be referred. That is, suppose if I want to push the content of stack pointer, it is referred by 81 now. So I can write here push 81. Suppose I want to push the accumulator content into the stack means, I cannot write here push A, I can write push E0. So because E0 refer the accumulator. Okay. So suppose like this, if I want to push the content of B into the stack means, I cannot write push B. So push F0 because F0 is referred as B register. Okay. So like this we have pop. You know this, no? Exchange instruction is to exchange the content of accumulator with the R0 register, so exchange. Okay. Next one, the arithmetic instructions. So here is also the same thing. We have a group of add instruction and add with carry. Okay. So the operands will vary. See here the Rn, A equal to A plus Rn. So n is equal to 0 to 7. And here add A and the direct special function registers. Then we have add A comma at Ri and A comma hash data. Okay. The same set of instruction add C, that is add along with the carry bit also. See the operands here, no, A comma Rn, A comma direct, A comma at Ri and A comma hash data will be repeated for all instructions. This 4 operands, group of 4 operands will be repeated for all instructions. So this 4 instructions performs addition, and here this is addition along with the carry bit. Okay, A plus add C A comma Rn means A equal to A plus Rn value plus the carry bit. The carry bit will be available in the program status word register. Okay, that's it. Next one like this for subtract A comma Rn. So A minus Rn, A comma direct, A comma at Ri, and A comma has the same operands here. Okay, so destination is accumulator. So the operands is Rn, comma direct at Ri hash data. And the next group of instructions subtract with borrow. So the carry bit will be subtracted from the data. Okay, so here the destination is accumulator and the source is Rn, direct, at Ri, and hash data. So these are the subtract instructions. And next one is decrement A. Suppose if you want to decrement the content of accumulator, so decrement A, then decrement Rn, and next is decrement direct. Okay. So as I said earlier, so decrement A is equal to A minus A. So when we use this instruction, so A is referred as E0. So I can write here decrement E0. So the same, decrement A and decrement E0 is same. Okay. So next one is the increment instruction. So we have increment A. Okay. To increment the content of accumulator, and then decrement Rn, increment direct, and increment at Ri. So data in this memory location will be incremented. So next one is to increment the DPTR register, data pointer register. We are having this INC DPTR. Okay. So DPTR is data pointer register, which is used to refer the external memory. So these are the decrement and increment instructions. The next one we see about the division multiplication. As I said earlier, we have two registers A and B. So the instructions divide A, B. For division operation, one data must be in accumulator and another data must be in B register. Okay. So the output will be the quotient and the remainder. The quotient will be obtained in accumulator and remainder will be obtained in B register. Like this multiplication operation, after multiplication, A will contain the lower byte and B will contain the higher byte. Next one is decimal adjust accumulator. You know this. What is DAA? Decimal adjust accumulator. It is used for BCD operation. BCD means if the number is greater than 9, 6 will be added to that. Okay. So DAA is used for BCD operation. If the number is greater than 9, 6 will be added to that. So these are the division, multiplication and DAA instruction. Next one is already we have seen about the data transfer instruction. Next one is arithmetic instruction. And now we are going to see about the logical instruction. Almost the same operation here. See here the same operands A, Rn, A, direct, A, HRI and A, hash data. The same operands is repeated. And here when you see this for first four, the destination is A. Okay, so the destination is A. You know, no, and for AND operation, if the inputs are same, what will be the output? 0, 0 means 0, 0 AND operation. What will be the output for 0, 0? 0, yeah. 0, 1, 1. That is, if any one of the input is 0, the output will be 0 for AND operation. Okay. So here, the coming to this second group here, see the destination is direct. Okay. So destination is direct and the source can be accumulator and hash data. Right. This is AND operation. Next, coming to the OR operation. Actually, when you study this instruction, it will be very easy. So again, the same operand here, the same repetition only. So here the destination is accumulator and source can be R, that is R registers and direct, array and hash data. So another two RL registers, which is used to perform the OR operation. And here the destination is direct as well. Okay, so here the destination is accumulator and here the destination is direct. Okay. And next is exclusive OR operation, the same one. Here the destination is accumulator and we have the source, this group of registers. And another group of exclusive OR here, the destination is direct. Okay, direct, comma A and direct, comma hash data. So this is the logical exclusive OR instruction. And next one is to clear the accumulator, we can write this, clear A. Okay, so content of A will be equal to 0, 0. Instead of writing this clear A also, we can write move A, comma, hash 0, 0. Okay, so instead of writing clear A, we can write move A, comma, hash 0, 0 also. Okay, and then can you give any other instruction to clear the accumulator? To clear the accumulator, any other instruction? Either in 86 or microcontroller. In 86 also you can say to clear the accumulator. So one instruction in 86 is move A, comma 0, 0. So A will be converted to 0, 0 accumulator. Any other instruction to clear the accumulator? I taught you, no? So subtract instruction, SUB. Subtract A comma A means both A content will be subtracted and the result will be 0. It will be stored in accumulator. Okay. Like this, here you can write here subtract A comma A comma A or A comma E0 because E0 is the direct addressing. Okay, E0 you can write subtract A comma E0 also. Instead of writing clear A, you can go for that instruction also. So next one is to complement the accumulator. We are using this CPLA. Okay, CPLA is used to store the complement the accumulator. Next one is rotate instruction. Rotate left accumulator. Next one is rotate left along with the carry. There is a leftmost bit will be moved to carry, and the content of carry will be transferred to the rightmost. Next one, R means rotate right. RRC is rotate right to carry. Here the accumulator content only will be rotated. Suppose if you want to rotate the content that is available in R2 register means the content of R2 must be transferred to accumulator and then we can use this rotate instruction. Okay. Everywhere, whatever we have in 86 also we have to do that. Because whenever we want to rotate some data, that data must be in accumulator. Okay. So here, next one coming to this, we have swap instruction. The swap the nipples with the accumulator. So nipple is nothing but 4 bits data. So suppose if the input is AB, that is available in the accumulator. After execution of swap A, the content will be transferred, changed as B and A. So both the data will be swapped. Okay, this is swap instruction. So next one is the branch instruction. I think we can go for this in the next class. Let's have a review again for this. Okay. So data transfer instruction. We have move instruction. So here, see here the destination is accumulator. Okay. And the source will be RN, direct, @RI, and hash data. Okay. So next group of instruction, here the source destination is RN and the source is accumulator, direct, and hash data. Okay. And next one is here the move instruction, the destination is direct. And the source can be accumulator, register, then again direct, and @RI, and hash data. And here the destination is @RI, and the source is A, direct, hash data. Okay. So DPTR is data pointer register, which is used to refer the external memory. Okay, you got to study, go through all these instructions so that when you are writing the program, it will be easy for you. Okay. So next, see here, the destination is accumulator. So for transferring the data from a memory location to the accumulator, we are using this instruction. Okay. So the content of A and DPTR will be added. So data from this memory location will be transferred to accumulator. And content of accumulator and PC will be added and the data in that memory location will be transferred to accumulator. And here the data referred by this RI register will be transferred to accumulator. Okay. So here at DPTR, data in that memory location which is used as referred memory, external memory. See here, X refers external memory. Okay. So data in that memory location is transferred to accumulator. Now these two instructions are used to transfer the accumulator content to the memory location. @RI, so this is 8-bit addressing, and accumulator to DPTR is 16-bit addressing. Okay, these are the two instructions which is used to store the data into the accumulator. Here also the condition is, suppose if you want to store the data that is available in R0 into the memory location means first it must brought to accumulator. Okay. And then only we can transfer the data to the memory location. And this is push and pop instruction. And then we have the exchange instruction. Instruction is used to exchange the data between accumulator and register. Accumulator and register only. Okay. And here next is arithmetic instruction. This group of instructions is used to perform addition. Addition we have add, and addition with carry, add C, and subtraction we have subtract with borrow, a subtract SUBB. Okay, and then to decrement we have the instruction DEC. Then we have increment is INC. And to increment the DPTR register, we have INC DPTR. And divide, multiply, and decimal adjust accumulator instruction. And then we have to perform AND operation, we have ANL, OR operation ORL, exclusive OR we have XRL, and clear and complement the accumulator. And then we have rotate instruction and swap instruction. Okay. So from the next class, we can see this branch instructions. Thank you guys.